Alright people, new update just dropped, and it has the potential to be like my favorite update since they introduced the Control-Z option. Let's go through what's happening. You can now place almost any block on turrets, including like stuff like AI and resource blocks and stuff, which allows you to put ring shield cannons on turrets now, which is really awesome. So if I just shoot right here, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we chopped through the Marauder quite a bit. Very nice, awesome. Also, making zero drag craft is now super easy. Like this Marauder, I just take a prefab, make a new vehicle, make that vehicle a light block, add a piston, and now put the prefab of the Marauder onto this piston. Yeah, brilliant. And there we go. Now this Marauder has zero drag, so it should... Nah, it's gonna float. Yeah, that's kind of the disadvantage of zero drag craft. So yeah, they are possible now. Though foreign forces, like for example buoyancy, are definitely going to mess up the craft. I mean, if they are in the air, you can see it works just fine. So it has to be aircraft. Water, yeah, no. But definitely expect something involving a zero drag plane in the future. Then there's separator blocks. You can find them here in the sub-object tab. You have the separator, which goes on your main craft, and then the separator attachment, which goes on the part that can be popped off. And then you just, yeah, put whatever you want onto that other block. And then you can just go here and go to separate, and now that thing gets popped off and subsequently rebuilt. Anyways, there's two options. You have the permanently remove option here. So if that one is disabled, then what's happening right now is happening, you know, the part gets popped off, but it's now a new craft, and it gets rebuilt. However, if the permanently removed option is enabled, then you press separate, and the craft now doesn't get rebuilt. So if you dock it, yeah, there we go. The tractor beam has to be activated. Now there we go. Now we can attach it back on and separate it again, and it will automatically go to the tractor beam if there is a tractor beam right behind the separator. And so we can attach and separate it as often as we want, which is, I think, very useful for armor regeneration. If you don't want to use repair bots, on repair bot spam, you can instead use repair tentacles. So imagine you just have a piece of armor right here and you take a ton of damage. Then what you can do is just separate the thing here. Oh, okay. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, I thought that actually like the new blueprint would involve the damaged blocks, and now we would repair it. And so, you know, you just separate it, you repair it, and then you attach it back on. But it appears as though the new blocks... Yeah, see, I can build blocks in here again. So if a craft gets damaged, if a damaged craft gets separated, the damaged blocks will get removed in the new blueprint. Alright? So like if we now separate, yeah, the blocks that I just... Dude, chill. The blocks that I just rebuilt are still here. Does it work the other way around though? Yeah, no. Okay, if we hang on to the tractor beam, to the docking station, then yeah, we still get repaired, but then we have the problem with like the wobbliness, which always plagues the docking stations. And yeah, so if we just yeah, that's the thing, right? We're wobbling around. That's what I was hoping to solve by attaching and separating the armor and separating it to be repaired, but it looks like the devs already thought about that. So yeah, that's not gonna happen. What a shame, what a shame. Something that's definitely going to be awesome is like a nuke bomber type of craft. Using those separators, where you just kind of fly over an enemy craft and then you drop your nukes. Problem here being that you need repair bots to repair it, or your or Rambot does it, compared to like the repair tentacles, which you could use for blueprint spawners. But at the same time, a system like that is much more compact than blueprint spawners, and also blueprint spawners have a 30-second cooldown between spawns, which those guys don't have. They repair immediately afterwards. So I'm not too sure if that's the best way of going about it. We'll see. It might also have its uses for mask drivers, where instead of using blueprint spawners to load in the projectile, you instead just have this set to not permanently remove and just repair in the projectiles. Once again, this requires a lot of repair bot spam, unfortunately, but you work around the cooldown of the blueprint spawners. Not too sure which one is the most advantageous here, but yeah, it definitely works. There is one major disadvantage though, and there it goes off into the distance. There is one major disadvantage though, and that is that the attachment point counts as the new main vehicle. So you cannot build a zero drag projectile out of it, because this guy will always be on the main vehicle. You cannot put a light block as the main vehicle. But as you can tell, we are still going at like 6,000 meters per second, so the drag isn't really much of an issue there. Yeah. So not too much of a problem. The problem here really being the repair speed. And the zero drag Marauder still enjoying itself over in the distance. Be free, my friend, be free. Also, the separators will mean that I can finally dock the greenhouse here to the Helios main craft itself. Yes, I've been waiting so long for this. This is going to be brilliant. I think it would be really nice if, like, for prefabs they would turn off this transparency, so you can really just see what block you're placing. Like for this, transparency is nice, but for prefabs it would really be nice to see which block is the closest to you, what block you are attaching to. Okay. So if we just click on separate here, we just generate spin blocks. Okay. It's probably because like I said, the attachment point now becomes the origin block of the new craft as soon as you separate. So, and the origin of the new craft cannot be on top of a spin block. So, I guess that if we remove this bit. So now if we separate. The game lags. Okay. And, yeah, blah blah. Okay. Guess something weird happened to the wood blocks back here. But other than that, everything seems fine. My resolution has been set to 4K for some reason. I think, yeah, that's kind of what happens when you when the designer mode has to restart itself. Yeah, still a bit wonky. Definitely have to try out what you can do and what you can't do, and how to avoid spawning in, yeah, a couple of dozen fake spin block things here, whatever they are. It's definitely an issue, like the creation of zero volume, zero material blocks. We had that happening in multiplayer, which eventually crashed the game and just lagged everything out. Yeah, so things are still kind of wonky. We definitely have to try out what you can do, what you can't do. I was trying to build like a crammer pult, like just getting cram cannons to rotate very quickly, and then release a cram shell, which then inherits the speed of the rotation. However, there is no speed inheritance when on spin blocks. You only inherit speed from the main craft. And so far I haven't found a way to use separators to rotate up a craft and then keep it rotating. Anyways, that's it for my first impressions of the new update. I think there is a ton of potential here. I absolutely love I absolutely love the new separator blocks, and I think there will be so many modular ships coming up, and I'm really hyped to see what the community can do out of it. I'm going to turn off my computer now because it's brutally hot outside, and and the computer is generating way too much heat. And fuck, I just remembered I still need to render this video. I really hope you appreciate what suffering I'm going through just to get the video for you guys. Oh yeah, I almost forgot tournament. We have a tournament this week on Saturday this time, simply because it fit better into the schedule of our people. So Saturday, 1 hour later than usual. I wrote the time in here as well. I hope that you will join. This time the topic is a volume-based LAN tournament, so cost doesn't matter, only volume, and I'm super hyped about it. Join us on Saturday. See you guys.